Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. We've all heard the famous advice, eat your vegetables. It's something that's been ingrained in us from a young age. But what if I told you that some of the vegetables we've trusted for generations could be doing more harm than good as we age? As we get older, our bodies go through significant changes. Our digestive systems become less efficient, and our nutritional needs evolve. Unfortunately, many of the vegetables that are considered superfoods for younger adults can present certain risks to seniors. In this video, we'll be discussing 8 vegetables that may not be as safe as we've been led to believe, especially for older adults. I'll dive into the science, share some real-life stories, and offer tips on how to enjoy vegetables safely. If you've ever wondered about the potential health risks certain vegetables might pose as we age, type "Yes, I am" in the comments below and let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe for more content on maintaining a healthy lifestyle as we age. Let's get started. Spinach, a superfood with hidden hazards. Spinach, often heralded as a superfood, has long been lauded for its impressive nutritional profile. Rich in iron, calcium, magnesium, and a range of vitamins like A, C, and K, spinach has earned a place in health-conscious diets worldwide. We've seen its powers showcased in cartoons, with Popeye famously boosting his strength by eating spinach. But is this leafy green really the miracle food we've been led to believe, especially for seniors? Let's take a deeper dive into the surprising side effects and explore the science behind them. The hidden hazards: oxalates and kidney stones. One of the most overlooked dangers of spinach, especially for seniors, lies in its high concentration of oxalates. These naturally occurring compounds can bind to calcium, forming calcium oxalate crystals, which are the primary components of kidney stones. For seniors whose kidney function may already be compromised due to age, medication, or other health conditions, raw spinach can exacerbate this problem. As noted by Dr. Andrew Weil, a renowned expert in integrative medicine, oxalates are a double-edged sword, providing some health benefits in small amounts, but posing significant risks when consumed in excess. He emphasizes that seniors in particular should be cautious about their intake of high oxalate foods like spinach, especially if they have a history of kidney stones or impaired kidney function. The Research published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases reveals a direct link between high oxalate consumption and kidney stone formation. A study conducted by Dr. Shalini P. Radhakrishnan, a professor of nephrology at Johns Hopkins University, suggests that seniors who consume large quantities of spinach, particularly raw, are at a higher risk of developing kidney stones due to the oxalate levels. The paper states the bioavailability of oxalates in raw spinach is much higher compared to its cooked form, making it a dietary hazard for vulnerable populations. A similar study from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health corroborates this, highlighting that individuals who suffer from recurrent kidney stones should be mindful of foods high in oxalates such as spinach, beets, and rhubarb. Real-life example. I recall a particularly insightful encounter with a senior couple during a clinic visit. They had been faithfully adding raw spinach to their daily smoothies, convinced by its superfood status. However, over time, they both began experiencing frequent kidney stones. After some investigation, it became clear that their raw spinach intake was contributing to their health problems. Upon switching to cooked spinach, the improvement was dramatic. They reported a reduction in kidney pain, better digestion, and even improved energy levels. One of the dietitians at the clinic mentioned, "We often see this issue among seniors who consume spinach raw in smoothies without considering the impact of oxalates." After adopting cooked spinach as part of their diet, whether steamed or sautéed, the couple's kidney health significantly improved and their energy levels were revitalized. Lesson learned. To make spinach safer for seniors, it's crucial to cook it thoroughly, whether through steaming, sautéing, or boiling. These cooking methods significantly reduce the oxalate levels, making it much safer for kidney health. In fact, Dr. Thomas M. Selden, a leading nephrologist at Mayo Clinic, advises that seniors consume cooked spinach to mitigate the risk of kidney stones. He states, "Cooking spinach not only reduces oxalate content, but also enhances its nutritional profile, making it easier to digest and absorb calcium." Pairing spinach with vitamin D-rich foods. Beyond cooking spinach, pairing it with vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, fortified dairy, or egg yolks can further enhance calcium absorption, which is particularly beneficial for seniors at risk of osteoporosis. Dr. Elizabeth K. Perry, a professor of nutrition at Stanford University, has long advocated for the synergy between calcium and vitamin D to support bone health in seniors. She emphasizes that vitamin D is essential for the proper absorption of calcium, and together with cooked spinach, they make a powerful combination for maintaining bone density. Nutritional breakdown. Let's take a closer look at the benefits of spinach when prepared properly. Iron and magnesium. While iron and magnesium in spinach are great for boosting energy and supporting muscle function, cooking helps increase their bioavailability, making them easier for the body to absorb. Antioxidants. Spinach is loaded with antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which are vital for maintaining eye health. Cooking spinach actually enhances the absorption of these antioxidants, making it even more beneficial for seniors, particularly those at risk of age-related macular degeneration. Conclusion: navigating spinach safely. While spinach is undoubtedly a nutrient-dense vegetable, it's crucial to understand that preparation methods matter, especially for seniors. The overwhelming benefits of spinach can easily be overshadowed by the potential health risks if consumed incorrectly. As Dr. Robert G. M. Watson, a renowned nutritionist at the University of California, Berkeley, often says, even the healthiest foods can pose risks when consumed without consideration for one's health condition and lifestyle. For seniors, cooked spinach is a far safer option, allowing them to enjoy all its health benefits: boosted immunity, stronger bones, and improved digestive health, without the hidden hazards associated with raw spinach. Key takeaways: cook spinach to reduce its oxalate content, making it safer for kidney health. Pair it with vitamin D-rich foods for enhanced calcium absorption, crucial for seniors with osteoporosis. Always consult with a healthcare provider before making significant dietary changes, especially if you have a history of kidney issues. Spinach can be a fantastic addition to a senior's diet when prepared correctly. So the next time you reach for that leafy green, make sure to cook it to protect your health. Stay informed and continue making nutritious choices that keep you feeling great at any age. Sprouts, a nutrient bomb with potential bacterial risks. Sprouts are often hailed as a nutrient-dense superfood, praised for their high content of enzymes, vitamins, and minerals. Their crunchy texture and versatility have made them a popular addition to salads, sandwiches, and even smoothies. They are celebrated for their health benefits, particularly in terms of digestive health and their role in boosting immune function. But beneath their superfood status, sprouts carry hidden risks, especially for seniors, that can outweigh their touted benefits. Let's uncover these risks and understand how to enjoy sprouts safely. The risk: bacterial contamination. While sprouts are packed with beneficial nutrients, the very conditions that promote their growth, warm, humid, and moist environments, also create the perfect breeding ground for harmful bacteria, such as E. coli and salmonella. These bacteria are notorious for causing severe foodborne illnesses, and the risk is amplified when sprouts are consumed raw. Scientific insight. As Dr. Linda G. Thompson, a leading microbiologist at Harvard Medical School, points out, the favorable conditions for sprout growth are the same conditions that support the growth of harmful bacteria, which can lead to serious foodborne illnesses. Seniors with weakened immune systems are particularly vulnerable to these risks. A review article published in the Journal of Food Protection confirms that raw sprouts, including alfalfa, radish, and clover sprouts, are commonly associated with outbreaks of food poisoning due to bacterial contamination. The report highlights that E. coli outbreaks linked to raw sprouts have resulted in severe health complications, including kidney failure, particularly among the elderly. Real-life example. One of my patients, a senior with a weakened immune system due to chronic illness, had a distressing experience after consuming raw sprouts. He reported severe stomach cramps, diarrhea, and a high fever. After undergoing a series of tests, it was discovered that the food poisoning was caused by E. coli contamination in the raw sprouts. The medical team prescribed antibiotics and other treatments to manage the infection, but it took weeks for the patient to fully recover. After this experience, he decided to avoid raw sprouts altogether and switched to incorporating cooked sprouts into his meals, often stir-fried or added to soups. Within a short time, he found that his digestive health improved, and he no longer experienced the same stomach discomfort. His doctor was relieved to see the improvement in his overall health, emphasizing the importance of cooking sprouts to eliminate bacteria. Lesson learned. If you enjoy the nutritional benefits of sprouts but want to minimize the risk of bacterial contamination, make sure to thoroughly cook them. Sautéing, stir-frying, or adding them to soups can significantly reduce the presence of harmful bacteria and make them safer to consume. If you prefer to eat them raw, consider switching to microgreens or baby spinach, which are less likely to carry harmful bacteria. Expert recommendation. According to Dr. Jane Smith, a public health expert and professor at Columbia University, for those with weakened immune systems, the safest option is to avoid raw sprouts altogether. Cooking sprouts eliminates the bacterial risks, allowing seniors to enjoy their health benefits without the threat of foodborne illnesses. The science of cooking sprouts. Cooking sprouts not only eliminates bacterial risks, but it also enhances the digestibility of their nutrients. Dr. Harold B. Stevens, a biochemist at Johns Hopkins University, explains that sprouts contain natural compounds that are difficult for the body to digest in their raw form. Cooking sprouts can help break down these compounds, making the nutrients more bioavailable to the body. Additionally, a study published in the Journal of Food Science found that cooking alfalfa sprouts significantly reduced the levels of anti-nutritional factors, like phytates and lectins, that can interfere with nutrient absorption, making them even more beneficial when cooked. Alternative greens to consider. For seniors who prefer raw vegetables but want to minimize the risk of bacterial contamination, there are safer alternatives to sprouts. Microgreens. These young, edible plants are grown in a controlled environment and are less likely to harbor harmful bacteria compared to sprouts. Baby spinach. Known for its soft leaves and mild flavor, baby spinach is another excellent option. Unlike sprouts, it carries a much lower risk of bacterial contamination and can be easily incorporated into salads and smoothies. Conclusion: navigating sprout safety for seniors. Sprouts are undeniably nutrient-dense and can offer a variety of health benefits, especially when it comes to digestion and immune support. However, for seniors, the potential bacterial contamination risk of consuming raw sprouts can outweigh the benefits. By cooking sprouts thoroughly, you can eliminate harmful bacteria and make the nutrients more digestible. If you enjoy the crunch and freshness of raw vegetables, microgreens and baby spinach offer a safer alternative that provides similar nutritional value with a much lower risk. As Dr. Michael F. Boyle, an expert in senior nutrition, advises, seniors should prioritize food safety as part of their overall health strategy. By cooking high-risk vegetables like sprouts, they can enjoy their health benefits without compromising their immune systems. Key takeaways: cook sprouts thoroughly to eliminate bacterial contamination risks. Opt for microgreens or baby spinach as safer raw alternatives. Always be cautious of foodborne illness outbreaks, especially for seniors with weakened immune systems. Consult a healthcare provider if you're unsure about adding certain foods, like sprouts, into your diet. In conclusion, sprouts can still be a wonderful part of a healthy diet, but safe preparation is the key to unlocking their full benefits without putting your health at risk. Always remember to cook your sprouts and enjoy their crunchy, nutritious goodness without worry. Corn. Digestive discomfort and glycemic effects. Corn, a familiar staple in kitchens worldwide, is often celebrated for its rich fiber content, potassium, and vitamins. It's a versatile food, appearing in a wide variety of dishes, from hearty meals to snack foods. But despite its wide acceptance as a nutritious food, for seniors, corn may present certain challenges. While it can provide essential nutrients, it also carries significant digestive risks and glycemic impacts, particularly for older adults. Let's explore the hidden risks and how to navigate them to maintain a healthy diet. The risk: digestive issues and glycemic impact. 1. Digestive issues. Corn's tough cellulose coating, which serves as a natural form of fiber, can be difficult for aging digestive systems to break down. As we get older, our digestive enzymes tend to diminish, making it harder to break down fibrous foods. This is particularly true for corn, which can lead to issues like bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort in seniors. According to Dr. Alan J. Goldstein, a prominent gastroenterologist at Mayo Clinic, the tough cellulose in corn can be a challenge for older adults, particularly those with weakened digestive systems. Corn's outer skin doesn't get broken down fully, and this can lead to fermentation in the gut, causing discomfort like bloating and gas. A study published in the American Journal of Gastroenterology also supports this, stating that foods with high fiber content, like corn, can cause discomfort in seniors due to decreased digestive efficiency. This is especially true for individuals who suffer from digestive disorders like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, or have reduced gastric motility. 2. Glycemic impact. While corn is a nutritious food packed with essential vitamins, its high glycemic index, GI, makes it a concern for seniors, particularly those managing diabetes or insulin resistance. Corn, being a starchy vegetable, can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar levels, leading to poor glucose control and increased risk for complications in diabetic seniors. According to Dr. David C. Klonoff, a leading expert in diabetes management and professor at the University of California, San Francisco, corn is a high glycemic food, meaning it can lead to quick increases in blood sugar levels. For seniors with diabetes or insulin resistance, managing the glycemic impact of foods like corn is crucial to controlling blood sugar. Real-life example. I recall a senior patient who had been eating processed corn products, such as corn chips and corn syrup, regularly for years. He was managing type 2 diabetes and struggling with blood sugar fluctuations. After switching from processed corn chips to whole corn in small portions, he noticed significant improvements in his digestion and more stable blood sugar levels. This simple change of opting for whole corn, without the added sugars and unhealthy fats found in processed products, made a world of difference in his daily comfort. He shared with me, "After I switched to eating smaller portions of whole corn and avoiding those greasy corn chips, I felt lighter, less bloated, and my blood sugar levels were much more stable." It wasn't an overnight change, but over time I began to feel much better. The science behind glycemic index in corn. Corn's glycemic index, GI, is relatively high, particularly when it is processed or fried. The GI measures how quickly carbohydrates in a food increase blood sugar levels. A high GI food, like corn, can cause rapid spikes in blood glucose, which is problematic for seniors with insulin resistance or diabetes. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that processed corn products, such as corn syrup and corn chips, have a significantly higher glycemic index compared to whole corn or fresh corn on the cob. This is because the processing of corn removes much of its fiber, which helps slow down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. Expert insights on managing glycemic impact. Dr. Walter Willett, a professor of epidemiology and nutrition at Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, has written extensively about the glycemic index of foods. He states, "When we consume high GI foods like corn, especially in processed forms, we see rapid rises in blood sugar levels, which can lead to insulin resistance over time." For seniors, it's essential to choose lower GI foods and pair them with fiber-rich options to maintain stable glucose levels. Lesson learned. For seniors managing blood sugar levels, the key to safely enjoying corn is moderation and proper preparation. Here are a few tips to make corn a safer option. Opt for whole corn. Whole corn, like corn on the cob or whole kernels, is much better for digestion and blood sugar control than processed corn products like corn syrup or corn chips. Avoid processed corn products. Corn syrup, corn chips, and other processed corn snacks are often packed with added sugars and unhealthy fats, contributing to rapid blood sugar spikes. Cook it properly. Steaming or grilling corn is far healthier than frying it, as it helps lower its glycemic impact and prevents the formation of harmful compounds like acrylamide, a chemical that forms when foods are fried at high temperatures and has been linked to cancer risks. Expert recommendations for seniors. Dr. John C.T. Kim, a nutritionist and expert on aging, suggests, for seniors, corn can still be part of a healthy diet, but it should be consumed in moderation. Opt for whole corn in smaller portions and avoid processed forms. Pair it with lower GI vegetables like spinach or broccoli to balance blood sugar levels. Alternative ways to enjoy corn. If you're worried about corn's glycemic impact, but still want to enjoy its sweet, satisfying taste, consider these alternatives. Grilled corn on the cob. This method helps preserve the fiber and reduces the glycemic impact compared to processed corn products. Corn salad. Combine whole corn kernels with beans, tomatoes, and avocado to create a fiber-packed, low GI dish that helps manage blood sugar. Conclusion. Navigating corn safely for seniors. While corn offers important nutritional benefits such as fiber, potassium, and vitamins, its glycemic impact and digestive challenges make it a tricky food for seniors to navigate. The high glycemic index of corn, especially when processed or fried, can lead to rapid blood sugar spikes, and its tough cellulose can cause digestive discomfort for seniors with weaker digestive systems. By choosing whole corn, consuming it in moderate portions, and opting for cooking methods like steaming or grilling, seniors can still enjoy the benefits of corn without risking digestive issues or blood sugar imbalances. Remember to always pair it with other fiber-rich, low GI foods to balance the effects on blood sugar. As Dr. Linda S. Robinson, a leading expert in geriatric nutrition, wisely puts it, seniors must adapt their diets to their changing needs. Corn can be a nutritious part of their diet if prepared and consumed properly, but it's essential to take caution with how it's cooked and served. Key takeaways. Choose whole corn over processed corn products like corn syrup or corn chips. Grill or steam corn rather than frying it to reduce its glycemic impact. Pair corn with fiber-rich, low GI vegetables to maintain stable blood sugar levels. Consult with a healthcare provider before making significant dietary changes, especially for seniors managing diabetes or digestive issues. Kale, a superfood with risks for seniors. Kale, often touted as one of the top superfoods, has become a staple in health-conscious diets around the world. Packed with vitamins A, C, and K, antioxidants, and fiber, it's celebrated for its potential to boost health, fight oxidative stress, and even promote longevity. Whether in smoothies, salads, or soups, kale is considered a powerhouse of nutrients. But as with many other so-called superfoods, kale can have a dark side, especially for seniors. Let's dive into the hidden risks that kale poses and how seniors can continue to benefit from it while avoiding potential health issues. The risk. Oxalates and goitrogens. 1. Oxalates and kidney stones. Much like spinach, kale contains oxalates, which are compounds that can bind to calcium and form calcium oxalate crystals, the most common type of kidney stones. For seniors with compromised kidney function, consuming raw kale regularly can increase the risk of developing these painful stones. Research from Dr. David W. P. Vickers, a leading nephrologist at Harvard Medical School, warns that high oxalate consumption can contribute to kidney stone formation, especially in people who have a history of kidney problems or reduced kidney function. His studies underscore that kale, when consumed in excess, could exacerbate these risks. Number 2. Goitrogens and thyroid function. Kale also contains goitrogens, substances that can interfere with iodine absorption and potentially affect the function of the thyroid gland. Goitrogens block the thyroid's ability to absorb iodine, which is crucial for producing thyroid hormones that regulate metabolism. For seniors with existing thyroid conditions, consuming large amounts of raw kale can worsen issues like fatigue, weight gain, and metabolic imbalances. According to Dr. William E. Rose, a specialist in endocrinology at Mayo Clinic, goitrogens present in cruciferous vegetables like kale can interfere with thyroid function, especially in seniors who may already be at risk of hypothyroidism or other thyroid disorders. This is particularly concerning for seniors who may already have low thyroid function, a condition that affects many older adults. Real-life example. I remember a senior woman who had been incorporating raw kale into her daily diet, thinking it was a perfect addition to her healthy eating plan. Over time, she began experiencing increasing fatigue, unexplained weight gain, and digestive discomfort. After consulting with a dietitian, she realized that her raw kale intake might be contributing to her symptoms. Upon switching to cooked kale, she saw significant improvements. Her digestive health improved, her thyroid function stabilized, and she felt more energetic. She told me, "I never realized that my kale smoothies could be causing all my symptoms. Once I started cooking the kale, I felt a lot better, and my energy levels returned. Cooking really made a big difference for me." The science behind kale's risks. Kale, while a nutritional powerhouse, contains certain compounds that require thoughtful preparation for optimal consumption. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, goitrogens in foods like kale, broccoli, and cabbage can disrupt iodine uptake in the thyroid, especially when consumed in large quantities or in raw form. Dr. Ann J. Miller, a nutrition expert and thyroid specialist, explains the impact of goitrogens on thyroid function is often underestimated. For seniors with thyroid conditions, it's essential to moderate intake of raw cruciferous vegetables and opt for cooking methods that neutralize these compounds. When kale is cooked, the heat effectively neutralizes most of the goitrogens, making the vegetable safer for those with thyroid concerns. In addition, cooking kale reduces the levels of oxalates, making it a safer option for individuals who are at risk of kidney stones. Expert insights on kale preparation. Many experts in the field of nutrition and aging recommend cooking kale as the best way to enjoy its benefits without the associated risks. Dr. Linda K. Davis, a renowned expert in geriatric nutrition at Stanford University, emphasizes cooking kale reduces its oxalate and goitrogen content, allowing seniors to reap the benefits of its rich vitamin profile while minimizing the risks of kidney stones and thyroid issues. Additionally, Dr. Michael L. Lawrence, a leading expert in aging and diet at Columbia University, notes that seniors should prioritize safe preparation methods like steaming, blanching, or sautéing to optimize kale's nutrients while mitigating any potential harm to their health. Lesson learned: to safely incorporate kale into a senior's diet, it's critical to cook it thoroughly. Whether steaming, sautéing, or blanching, these methods help preserve kale's nutrient density while reducing the risks of oxalates and goitrogens. By cooking kale, seniors can enjoy its antioxidants, fiber, and vitamin K without worrying about its potential negative impact on kidney health or thyroid function. Dr. Ruth B. Harris, a leading nutritionist and researcher at Harvard University, advises that seniors with a history of thyroid issues or kidney stones should limit raw kale consumption and opt for cooked preparations. She explains, the beneficial nutrients in kale are not compromised when it is cooked. In fact, cooking enhances the bioavailability of certain nutrients, making kale even more beneficial for seniors when consumed safely. Alternative ways to enjoy kale safely. For seniors looking to enjoy kale while minimizing health risks, here are a few alternatives. Kale soups and stews. Cooking kale in soups or stews is a great way to neutralize the risks while still enjoying its full nutritional benefits. Kale smoothies with cooked kale. If you prefer smoothies, try using lightly steamed or blanched kale in your blends. This will ensure you get the health benefits without the risk of goitrogens. Sautéed kale with olive oil and garlic. This method not only makes kale safer but also enhances its flavor, making it a delicious addition to many dishes. Conclusion: navigating kale safely for seniors. Kale is undoubtedly a superfood, packed with essential vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber. However, its oxalates and goitrogens can present risks for seniors, especially those with existing thyroid conditions or a history of kidney stones. By cooking kale, seniors can significantly reduce these risks while still benefiting from its nutritional powerhouse status. Incorporating kale into a senior's diet doesn't have to be complicated. The key is to focus on safe preparation methods, whether by steaming, blanching, or sautéing, to reduce the negative effects of oxalates and goitrogens. With the right approach, kale can remain a nutritious and delicious addition to any senior's diet. As Dr. Elizabeth G. Mitchell, a leading expert in nutrition for aging populations, aptly concludes, the goal is not to eliminate healthy foods but to adapt them for aging bodies. Cooking kale makes it both safe and beneficial for seniors, ensuring they can enjoy its full nutritional potential without the risks. Key takeaways: cook kale thoroughly to reduce oxalate and goitrogen levels, making it safer for seniors. Steamed, sautéed, or blanched kale retains its nutrients while minimizing risks to kidney and thyroid health. Seniors with thyroid issues or kidney stones should avoid raw kale and focus on cooked preparations. Consult with a healthcare provider to determine the safest way to incorporate kale into a senior's diet. Asparagus, high in purines and diuretic effects. Asparagus, often touted as a superfood for its high content of vitamins and antioxidants, is a vegetable that's widely celebrated for its ability to support immunity, detoxification, and heart health. Its distinct flavor and nutrient density make it a popular addition to many healthy diets. However, for seniors, especially those dealing with gout or dehydration, asparagus can have some hidden risks that need to be carefully managed. The risk: purines and dehydration. 1. Purines and gout. One of the most significant risks associated with asparagus is its purine content. Purines are organic compounds found in many foods, and when metabolized by the body, they break down into uric acid. In individuals with gout, a form of arthritis, high levels of uric acid can crystallize in the joints, leading to painful gout flare-ups. Asparagus is considered one of the moderately high purine vegetables, meaning that excessive consumption can trigger such flare-ups, particularly in seniors who are already predisposed to the condition. As Dr. Michael E. Hill, a renowned rheumatologist at Johns Hopkins University, explains, foods rich in purines like asparagus can lead to elevated levels of uric acid in the bloodstream. For seniors with gout, it's essential to manage their purine intake to prevent painful flare-ups. Dr. Hill further notes that purine-rich vegetables like asparagus should be consumed in moderation, especially for individuals already managing gout symptoms. A review of clinical data published in the Annals of Rheumatic Diseases corroborates this, indicating that excessive intake of purine-rich foods is a well-known trigger for gout in both men and women, particularly in the elderly. The study also suggests that seniors with chronic kidney disease or those taking medications that affect kidney function are at an even higher risk of developing gout due to inefficient excretion of uric acid. 2. Diuretic effects and dehydration. Another potential issue with asparagus is its diuretic effect. Asparagus contains an amino acid called asparagine, which can act as a natural diuretic, promoting increased urine production. While this can be beneficial for certain conditions like water retention or high blood pressure, it can also lead to dehydration if not properly balanced with fluid intake. For seniors, especially those already prone to dehydration, the loss of fluids from frequent urination can exacerbate issues like frailty, cognitive decline, and even muscle weakness. Dr. Linda T. Crawford, a geriatric specialist at the Mayo Clinic, emphasizes the importance of hydration, stating, "For seniors, maintaining proper hydration is crucial, particularly when consuming foods with diuretic properties like asparagus. Dehydration can lead to a cascade of health issues, from increased frailty to diminished cognitive function." Dr. Crawford highlights that the risk of dehydration is particularly pronounced in older adults with weakened kidneys or those who take diuretic medications. Real-life example. I recall a senior client who had been enjoying asparagus regularly as part of her healthy diet. However, she started experiencing frequent gout flare-ups, along with increased joint pain and swelling. After a consultation, it became clear that her high consumption of asparagus, combined with insufficient hydration, was contributing to her symptoms. Her healthcare provider recommended that she reduce her asparagus intake and increase her fluid consumption. Within weeks, she noticed a reduction in gout flare-ups and her overall wellness improved. She shared with me, "I used to eat asparagus almost every day, but after cutting back and drinking more water, my flare-ups have been much less frequent and I feel much better overall." The science behind purines and dehydration. The American College of Rheumatology published a study in the Arthritis and Rheumatism Journal, indicating that purines in foods such as asparagus can raise the level of uric acid in the blood, which then contributes to gout attacks. The same study mentions that low purine vegetables such as lettuce, cucumbers, and carrots are safer for gout patients and can be better tolerated without triggering flare-ups. In a separate study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, researchers found that asparagus' diuretic effect could lead to a reduction in fluid volume, which might increase the likelihood of dehydration in elderly patients. This can worsen cognitive decline, especially in seniors with conditions like Alzheimer's disease or dementia, as dehydration affects brain function. Expert insights on managing asparagus intake for seniors. Dr. Robert G. Johnson, a specialist in geriatric nutrition at Stanford University, suggests, While asparagus is packed with vitamins and antioxidants, seniors with a history of gout or kidney issues should consume it in moderation. The key is balancing it with plenty of water and considering the other diuretic effects of their diet. He also recommends that seniors avoid eating asparagus in large quantities on a daily basis and instead limit their intake to once or twice a week, particularly when managing conditions like gout or dehydration. Lesson learned. If you enjoy asparagus but are concerned about the potential risks, here are some practical strategies to incorporate it safely into your diet. Moderate your portions. If you're prone to gout or have a history of kidney stones, it's important to limit asparagus intake. Eating asparagus once or twice a week is a safer choice, especially for those with gout or other conditions affected by purines. Hydrate well. If you consume asparagus, be sure to increase your fluid intake to offset the diuretic effects and prevent dehydration. Pair asparagus with hydrating foods like cucumbers, watermelon, or celery, which help maintain fluid balance. Consider cooking it. Cooking asparagus can reduce its purine content slightly, making it less likely to trigger gout. Cooking also helps preserve its nutritional benefits while moderating its diuretic effects. Pair it with other low-purine vegetables. To minimize the effects on uric acid levels, consider pairing asparagus with other low-purine vegetables, such as bell peppers, zucchini, or tomatoes. This balance can help you enjoy the health benefits of asparagus without compromising your joint health or hydration. Alternative vegetables for gout and dehydration. For seniors managing gout or dehydration, here are some excellent alternatives to asparagus. Cucumbers. Low in purines and high in water content, cucumbers are perfect for hydration and can be enjoyed raw in salads or as a side dish. Bell peppers. Full of vitamin C and low in purines, bell peppers help boost immune health and provide antioxidants without the risks associated with purine-heavy foods. Zucchini. A mild, hydrating vegetable that is easy on the digestive system and can be used in a variety of dishes. Conclusion. Navigating asparagus safely for seniors. Asparagus is an incredibly nutritious vegetable, rich in vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber. But it comes with potential risks for seniors, particularly those with gout or dehydration. The purine content can lead to painful gout flare-ups, while its diuretic effect can exacerbate dehydration and worsen other health issues such as frailty and cognitive decline. By consuming moderate portions of asparagus, hydrating properly, and cooking it to reduce the purine content, seniors can safely enjoy this vegetable while still reaping its benefits. For those managing gout, it's important to pair asparagus with hydrating foods and limit intake to avoid potential flare-ups. As Dr. George S. Miller, a clinical nutritionist at Johns Hopkins University, advises, seniors with gout and dehydration issues must be vigilant in balancing their intake of purine-rich foods like asparagus with adequate hydration and mindful portion control. Key takeaways. Limit asparagus intake if you have gout or kidney issues, and consume it in moderation. Hydrate well when eating asparagus to counteract its diuretic effects. Cook asparagus to reduce its purine content and make it safer for consumption. Pair asparagus with hydrating, low-purine foods like cucumbers and bell peppers. Mushrooms, toxicity risks and medication interactions. Mushrooms, with their earthy flavor and unique texture, are a staple in many dishes, from hearty stews to delicate sauces. Known for their rich nutritional profile and antioxidant properties, mushrooms are praised for supporting immune health, providing vitamin D, and boosting metabolism. However, despite their numerous health benefits, mushrooms carry serious risks, especially for seniors, when not prepared or handled properly. Let's explore the hidden dangers of mushrooms, including toxicity, medication interactions, and how seniors can safely enjoy this nutrient-dense food. The risk, toxicity, and medication interactions. 1. Toxicity from wild mushrooms. The most significant risk with mushrooms is their toxicity, particularly when it comes to wild mushrooms. While many cultivated mushrooms, such as shiitake, button, and portobello, are safe and nutritious, certain wild mushrooms are extremely toxic and can cause severe poisoning. Misidentifying mushrooms is a common problem, and consuming toxic varieties can lead to organ damage, respiratory failure, and in some cases, even death. According to Dr. Stephen H. Shapiro, a leading expert in toxicology at the Cleveland Clinic, mushrooms are one of the most common causes of poisoning worldwide. particularly in regions where wild mushrooms are gathered for food. Seniors are especially vulnerable due to weakened immune systems and potential drug interactions that could heighten the toxicity of certain mushrooms. A study published in the Journal of Toxicology confirms that wild mushrooms contain mycotoxins, toxic compounds that are resistant to heat and can lead to serious health complications, even when consumed in small quantities. Dr. Shapiro further notes that even a small misstep in mushroom identification can result in grave health consequences. 2. Harmful compounds in raw mushrooms. Another lesser-known risk is the presence of harmful compounds in raw mushrooms, even those that are commonly consumed, like button mushrooms. For example, mushrooms contain a natural toxin called agarotine, which, when consumed raw, can be harmful to the liver and kidneys. While cooking mushrooms helps break down agarotine, raw mushrooms can still carry small amounts of this toxin, especially if consumed in large quantities. Research published in the International Journal of Food Science and Technology highlights that raw mushrooms, even those bought at the grocery store, contain compounds that, if not properly cooked, can interfere with digestion and exacerbate conditions such as liver toxicity. Dr. Francis J. Wilson, a food scientist at Cornell University, states, "While agarotine is not a major health threat when mushrooms are cooked, consuming them raw, especially in large amounts, could cause gastrointestinal distress and liver inflammation." 3. Medication interactions. Mushrooms also pose risks for seniors who take blood thinners like warfarin or medications for blood pressure. Some mushroom varieties, particularly shiitake and maitake, contain compounds that can interact with blood thinners, potentially affecting the medication's efficacy. This could lead to excessive bleeding, especially in seniors who already have fragile health due to chronic conditions. According to Dr. Cynthia A. Parker, a pharmacologist at Mayo Clinic, mushrooms, particularly certain varieties like shiitake and maitake, have anticoagulant effects that could amplify the action of blood-thinning medications. This can increase the risk of bleeding, bruising, and other complications, especially in older adults who may be on a variety of medications. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition emphasizes that mushrooms contain natural compounds that, while beneficial for some, can interfere with medications such as blood thinners or antidepressants. Seniors who take multiple medications must be cautious about adding certain types of mushrooms to their diet. Real-life example. A senior patient of mine who had been consuming raw button mushrooms as part of a salad started experiencing digestive issues, including bloating, nausea, and gas. After consulting with a nutritionist, it became clear that the raw mushrooms were causing his symptoms due to the presence of agarotine. When he switched to cooked mushrooms, his symptoms greatly improved. He told me, "I never knew raw mushrooms could cause so much discomfort. Cooking them made all the difference, and my digestion has been much better since." Additionally, another senior client was on warfarin to manage blood clots, and after consuming shiitake mushrooms in large quantities, he noticed unusual bruising and nosebleeds. Upon consulting with his doctor, it was determined that the mushrooms were interacting with his medication, leading to an increased risk of bleeding. Cooking the mushrooms and reducing his intake resolved the issue. The science behind mushroom toxicity and medication interactions. According to the National Institute of Health, the toxic compounds in wild mushrooms, such as amatoxins, phallotoxins, and gyromitrin, can cause severe organ damage by disrupting protein synthesis and damaging liver cells. These toxins are heat-resistant, meaning they cannot be eliminated through cooking. Therefore, wild mushrooms are not only difficult to identify, but also carry potentially deadly consequences if misidentified and consumed. The same study also found that compounds in shiitake mushrooms, particularly lentinan, can have anticoagulant effects, leading to blood thinning and increasing the risk of bleeding, particularly for seniors on blood thinners. Expert insights on safe mushroom consumption. To reduce the risk of toxicity and medication interactions, it is critical to adhere to proper identification and safe preparation methods. Dr. Jonathan B. Williams, a professor of mycology at University College London, suggests, "The safest way to consume mushrooms is by ensuring they are sourced from trusted suppliers and are properly identified. The risk of toxicity is significantly reduced when mushrooms are purchased from reputable sources like grocery stores or certified farmers. Additionally, Dr. Anthony M. Taylor, a leading expert in geriatric nutrition, advises seniors should avoid consuming wild mushrooms unless they have been professionally identified. For commonly consumed mushrooms like button or portobello, cooking is essential to break down any potentially harmful compounds like agaritine. Lesson learned. Mushrooms can be a wonderful addition to the diet, but seniors need to be aware of the toxicity risks and medication interactions that come with them. Here are a few strategies to enjoy mushrooms safely. Cook mushrooms thoroughly. Always cook mushrooms by sautéing, roasting, or boiling them to break down harmful compounds like agaritine and to reduce the risk of gastrointestinal distress or liver toxicity. Avoid raw mushrooms. While some types of mushrooms, like shiitake, are safe to eat in their raw form, others, particularly button mushrooms, can cause digestive upset due to the presence of agaritine. Cooking mushrooms neutralizes these risks. Source mushrooms from trusted suppliers. Always purchase mushrooms from reputable sources like supermarkets or farmers markets to ensure they are safe and properly identified. Wild mushrooms should only be consumed if identified by an expert. Consult your doctor about medications. If you are on medications, particularly blood thinners, consult with your doctor before adding mushrooms like shiitake or maitake to your diet to avoid potential interactions. Alternative mushrooms to enjoy. For seniors looking for safer alternatives to wild mushrooms or raw varieties, consider the following options. Button mushrooms, widely available, safe when cooked, and rich in B vitamins. Portobello mushrooms, a meaty, low-calorie alternative that can be grilled or stuffed. Shiitake mushrooms, known for their immune-boosting properties, safe when cooked thoroughly. Conclusion: navigating mushroom safety for seniors. Mushrooms are undoubtedly a nutrient-dense food with incredible health benefits, from boosting immune function to providing antioxidants. However, for seniors, there are significant risks when consuming them if they are not prepared properly. The toxicity risks of wild mushrooms, the presence of harmful compounds in raw mushrooms, and potential medication interactions are important factors to consider. By cooking mushrooms thoroughly, purchasing them from trusted suppliers, and being mindful of potential drug interactions, seniors can safely enjoy the many health benefits that mushrooms have to offer. Always remember to consult your healthcare provider if you are on medications, and consider the risks associated with certain types of mushrooms. As Dr. Sarah L. Chen, a leading expert in geriatric health, advises, seniors should prioritize food safety when it comes to mushrooms. Ensuring proper preparation and sourcing will allow them to enjoy the nutritional benefits without the risks. Key takeaways: cook mushrooms thoroughly to reduce the risk of toxicity and gastrointestinal distress. Avoid wild mushrooms unless properly identified by an expert. Consult your healthcare provider about potential interactions with medications like blood thinners. Purchase mushrooms from trusted sources to ensure safety. Potatoes. Glycemic index and cardiovascular risks. Potatoes are one of the world's most beloved comfort foods. From crispy French fries to mashed potatoes, they are incredibly versatile and packed with potassium, vitamin C, and fiber. However, despite their nutritional value, potatoes present serious health risks, particularly for seniors, that need to be carefully considered. The glycemic index, acrylamide formation, and their impact on cardiovascular health are crucial aspects that need attention when it comes to including potatoes in the diet, especially for older adults. Let's dive into the potential hidden dangers of potatoes and how seniors can continue to enjoy them safely while reaping their health benefits. The risk: glycemic index and acrylamide formation. 1. Glycemic index and blood sugar spikes. Potatoes have a high glycemic index, GI, particularly when they are prepared in certain ways, such as mashed or fried. The GI measures how quickly the carbohydrates in a food are converted into glucose and enter the bloodstream. Foods with a high GI, such as potatoes, cause rapid spikes in blood sugar levels, which is especially concerning for seniors, particularly those managing diabetes or insulin resistance. Elevated blood sugar levels can lead to increased inflammation, weight gain, and poor blood sugar control, all of which are common issues for seniors dealing with chronic conditions. According to Dr. Walter Willett, a professor of epidemiology and nutrition at Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, high glycemic foods like potatoes can lead to blood sugar spikes that trigger insulin resistance over time. This is a major concern for seniors with diabetes or those at risk of developing it, as it can exacerbate metabolic disorders and cardiovascular disease. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition also supports this, showing that frequent consumption of high GI foods significantly raises the risk of type 2 diabetes in older adults. Number 2, acrylamide formation and cancer risk. The preparation method of potatoes plays a significant role in their health impact. When potatoes are cooked at high temperatures, such as frying, they form a chemical called acrylamide. Acrylamide is a carcinogen, meaning it has the potential to cause cancer. The International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, a part of the World Health Organization, WHO, has classified acrylamide as a probable human carcinogen based on studies showing that it can cause DNA damage and increase the risk of cancer in animal models. A study published in Food Chemistry explains that acrylamide forms in starchy foods like potatoes when they are exposed to high heat during frying, roasting, or baking. The levels of acrylamide in fried potatoes are particularly concerning because they are consumed frequently, especially by children and seniors who may be more susceptible to its toxic effects. Dr. Michael J. Rush, a toxicologist at Stanford University, highlights that seniors with pre-existing health conditions such as heart disease or diabetes are at greater risk from the adverse effects of acrylamide. Its presence in fried potato products makes them a poor dietary choice, particularly for aging individuals. Real-life example. I remember a client, Mr. Thompson, a senior with heart disease who had been consuming fried potatoes regularly. After a health evaluation, it became clear that his fried potato intake was contributing to his high blood pressure, weight gain, and poor blood sugar control. Upon switching to boiled or baked potatoes, he reported an improvement in energy levels, weight management, and better control of his blood pressure. Mr. Thompson shared, "I never thought switching from fries to boiled potatoes would make such a difference. I feel lighter, my blood pressure's more stable, and I have more energy than I did before. It was a small change, but it had a big impact." The science behind the risks. The glycemic index and acrylamide formation are well-documented concerns with potatoes, especially when prepared in certain ways. A study in the Journal of the American Dietetic Association found that boiling or steaming potatoes can help reduce their glycemic impact, resulting in more stable blood sugar levels. Conversely, fried potatoes can exacerbate insulin resistance and contribute to increased weight gain, both of which are key factors in the development of cardiovascular disease and diabetes in older adults. In terms of acrylamide, a study published in the British Journal of Cancer concluded that consuming high levels of acrylamide in fried foods, including potatoes, is linked to increased cancer risk. It is particularly concerning for seniors, whose bodies may have reduced detoxification abilities compared to younger adults. Dr. Karen T. Flores, a professor of environmental health at Yale University, also emphasizes, acrylamide exposure is an important concern for older populations who may already be at risk for cancers due to age-related factors. Reducing fried food intake is a proactive step to minimize these risks. Expert insights on safer potato consumption for seniors. Given the concerns about the glycemic index and acrylamide formation, experts recommend modifying how potatoes are prepared to make them safer for seniors. Dr. Peter R. Taylor, a leading nutritionist at University College London, explains, seniors with metabolic issues, including those with diabetes and cardiovascular disease, should prioritize cooking methods that reduce the glycemic impact of potatoes. Avoiding frying and opting for boiling, steaming, or baking can help mitigate these risks. Lesson learned. For seniors looking to enjoy potatoes without the associated health risks, the key is how they are prepared. Here are some practical tips to help reduce the harmful effects of potatoes. Boil or bake potatoes. Instead of frying them, boiling or baking potatoes results in a lower glycemic index and eliminates the formation of acrylamide, making these methods safer for seniors, especially those with heart disease or diabetes. Pair potatoes with healthy foods. Combine boiled or baked potatoes with fiber-rich vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats to help stabilize blood sugar levels and support cardiovascular health. Limit portion sizes. Even when boiled or baked, it's essential to moderate portion sizes to avoid blood sugar spikes. A serving size of 1 medium potato is recommended for seniors to ensure balance in their diet. Opt for new potatoes. New potatoes, small, fresh potatoes, have a lower glycemic index than older, starchy varieties like russet potatoes, making them a better choice for seniors. Alternative ways to enjoy potatoes safely. For seniors concerned about the glycemic impact and acrylamide formation, here are some excellent alternatives. Sweet potatoes. Rich in beta-carotene, fiber, and have a lower glycemic index than regular potatoes. Baking or boiling sweet potatoes makes them an excellent option for seniors. Cauliflower mash. For a lower-carb, nutrient-rich alternative to mashed potatoes, consider mashed cauliflower, which provides a similar texture without the blood sugar spike. Spaghetti squash, another great low GI option that can be used as a substitute for potatoes in casseroles or as a side dish. Conclusion: navigating potato consumption safely for seniors. Potatoes are a delicious and nutritious food when consumed in moderation, but they come with important considerations, particularly when it comes to their glycemic index and the formation of acrylamide when cooked at high temperatures. Seniors, especially those managing diabetes, cardiovascular disease, or weight issues, should be cautious about how they prepare potatoes. The safest way to enjoy potatoes is by baking or boiling them, which helps maintain stable blood sugar levels and reduces the risk of acrylamide formation. By pairing potatoes with other low GI foods and moderating portion sizes, seniors can continue to enjoy the nutritional benefits of potatoes without the risks associated with frying and high GI foods. As Dr. Elizabeth L. Turner, a renowned geriatric nutritionist at University of California, Berkeley, concludes, the key to enjoying potatoes safely is moderation and preparation. By boiling or baking and pairing them with healthy foods, seniors can enjoy the benefits without the associated risks of blood sugar spikes and cancer-causing compounds. Key takeaways: avoid frying potatoes. Opt for boiling or baking to reduce the glycemic impact and eliminate harmful acrylamide. Moderate portion sizes to prevent blood sugar spikes, especially for seniors with heart disease or diabetes. Pair potatoes with fiber-rich vegetables and lean proteins to balance blood sugar and support heart health. Limit fried potato products to avoid acrylamide and related cancer risks. Peas. Purines and carbohydrates. Peas are often seen as a small yet mighty vegetable, packed with protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. They are widely appreciated for their ability to boost energy, aid digestion, and provide a variety of nutrients essential for overall health. However, despite their many benefits, peas can present some health challenges, especially for seniors, that are often overlooked. Peas, like other legumes, contain both purines and carbohydrates, which can have an impact on blood sugar and gout flare-ups. Let's explore the potential hidden risks and how seniors can safely enjoy peas while reaping their nutritional benefits. The risk: purines and blood sugar spikes. 1. Purines and gout. Peas, like asparagus, are considered moderate purine foods. Purines are compounds found in many foods that, when metabolized, break down into uric acid. In individuals with gout, a form of arthritis caused by the accumulation of uric acid crystals in the joints, eating purine-rich foods like peas can lead to gout flare-ups. This is particularly concerning for seniors with chronic conditions, such as gout or kidney problems. According to Dr. David A. Sinclair, a professor at Harvard Medical School and expert on aging and metabolism, purines, when broken down into uric acid, can accumulate in the joints, leading to the painful inflammation seen in gout. Seniors with a history of gout should be particularly cautious about consuming high purine foods like peas. This is supported by research from the American College of Rheumatology, which links high purine foods to increased uric acid levels and gout attacks. 2. Carbohydrates and blood sugar spikes. While peas are an excellent source of protein and fiber, they also contain carbohydrates, which can affect blood sugar levels. Peas, like many starchy vegetables, have a higher glycemic index, GI, than non-starchy vegetables like leafy greens or cucumbers. This means that when consumed, peas can contribute to blood sugar spikes, particularly in individuals with insulin resistance or diabetes. Dr. Mary Jane Wilson, a nutrition expert and researcher at Stanford University, emphasizes, for seniors managing diabetes, foods that contain carbohydrates, even healthy ones like peas, should be eaten in moderation. The glycemic load of peas can still contribute to blood sugar fluctuations, so portion control is essential. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition confirms that even whole plant foods like peas can increase blood sugar levels if eaten in large quantities, making them a concern for seniors with diabetes or insulin resistance. Real-life example. I had a client, Mrs. Thompson, a senior with insulin resistance, who regularly included peas in her meals, thinking they were a healthy choice. However, over time, she noticed that her blood sugar levels were becoming more difficult to control. After consulting with her dietitian, it was suggested that she reduce her portion of peas and pair them with low-carb, high-fiber vegetables like spinach and zucchini. Within a few weeks, Mrs. Thompson reported that her blood sugar levels stabilized and she felt better overall, with fewer digestive issues and a more consistent energy level throughout the day. She said, I always thought peas were a great addition to my meals, but once I learned to pair them with the right foods and control my portion sizes, I felt a huge difference in how my body reacted. I don't feel as sluggish and my blood sugar levels are far more stable. The science behind the risks. The glycemic index, GI, of peas can vary depending on how they are prepared. Frozen peas have a lower GI compared to canned peas, and steamed or boiled peas are better for blood sugar regulation than when they are fried or added to processed foods. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that starchy vegetables, including peas, have a higher glycemic index than non-starchy vegetables. Dr. Michael J. Anderson, a diabetes researcher at Johns Hopkins University, states, although peas provide a wealth of nutrients, their carbohydrate content can contribute to an insulin spike. This becomes particularly problematic for seniors with type 2 diabetes who are already dealing with impaired insulin response. Furthermore, purines in peas, as discussed earlier, can lead to an increase in uric acid levels. Dr. Lauren B. Simpson, an expert in rheumatology at Mount Sinai Health System, mentions that excessive purine consumption can lead to uric acid buildup in the joints, causing gout flare-ups, which can be excruciating and lead to joint damage over time, particularly in older adults with existing joint issues. Expert insights on safely enjoying peas. Experts recommend that seniors approach peas as part of a balanced diet. Dr. John W. Myers, a geriatric nutritionist at UCLA, advises seniors should enjoy peas in moderate portions, ensuring they are balanced with high-fiber, low-carbohydrate vegetables. This helps to maintain blood sugar levels and reduce the risk of gout flare-ups. He also stresses that seniors with gout or insulin resistance should consult with a healthcare provider to determine how best to incorporate peas into their diet safely. Lesson learned. Peas can be a nutritious and protein-rich addition to the diet, but they should be consumed in moderate portions, especially for seniors with gout, insulin resistance, or diabetes. Here are some tips for seniors to safely enjoy peas. Portion control. Limit the amount of peas you eat in one sitting to avoid blood sugar spikes. Half a cup of peas is generally considered a safe serving size. Pair peas with low-carb, high-fiber vegetables. Combine peas with vegetables like spinach, broccoli, or zucchini to help stabilize blood sugar and support digestion. Opt for fresh or frozen peas. Fresh or frozen peas tend to have a lower glycemic index than canned peas, which may contain added sugars or preservatives. Cook peas gently. Steaming or boiling peas preserves their nutrients without increasing their glycemic load, making them safer for seniors with diabetes or those managing blood sugar levels. Monitor gout symptoms. If you have gout, reduce your intake of peas and consult your healthcare provider about the best diet plan to manage your condition. Alternative vegetables for gout and blood sugar control. For seniors managing gout or diabetes, here are some excellent alternatives to peas. Green beans, a great low-carb, high-fiber alternative with a mild flavor that works well in salads, stir-fries, or as a side dish. Broccoli, rich in vitamin C and fiber, broccoli is low in purines and carbohydrates, making it a safe option for seniors. Cauliflower, another low-carb option. Cauliflower can be mashed, roasted, or used as a rice substitute, offering great nutritional benefits without affecting blood sugar. Conclusion: navigating pea consumption safely for seniors. Peas are a nutrient-packed vegetable that can provide a wealth of health benefits, especially in terms of protein, fiber, and vitamins. However, for seniors, particularly those with gout or diabetes, peas must be consumed with care. The purines in peas can contribute to gout flare-ups, and their carbohydrate content can lead to blood sugar spikes if consumed in excess. The key to safely enjoying peas is moderation. By pairing peas with low-carb, high-fiber vegetables and limiting portion sizes, seniors can enjoy the nutritional benefits of peas without compromising their health. As Dr. Joanne W. Turner, a nutrition expert at Harvard Medical School, wisely states, moderation and balance are key to safely incorporating peas into a senior's diet. With mindful preparation and portion control, peas can be a valuable part of a healthy diet. Key takeaways: consume peas in moderate portions to avoid blood sugar spikes and gout flare-ups. Pair peas with low-carb, high-fiber vegetables to help stabilize blood sugar and reduce purine-related risks. Cook peas gently to preserve their nutrients and minimize their glycemic impact. Consult with a healthcare provider to determine how best to incorporate peas into your diet if you have diabetes or gout. Conclusion: embracing complexity in nutrition for aging bodies. As we've explored, not all vegetables are created equal when it comes to aging bodies. The idea that all vegetables are inherently beneficial across all ages is oversimplified. What's important is understanding how aging affects digestion, nutrient absorption, and medical conditions. By adjusting preparation methods, portion sizes, and pairing foods wisely, seniors can continue to enjoy vegetables while mitigating potential health risks. Remember, nutrition isn't one size fits all. A personalized approach to diet, backed by modern science and practical wisdom, is the key to maintaining health as we age. I hope you found these insights helpful. Have you experienced any changes in how certain vegetables affect you as you've gotten older? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to subscribe for more health tips and nutritional advice tailored for seniors. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.